Modern digital media consumption is structurally bifurcated into two distinct categories: high attention immersion and low attention engagement. The low attention category is currently dominated by short-form entertainment. Brief, fast-paced clips offer instant psychological gratification and are highly optimized to fit into the highly fragmented, hectic schedules of a modern commuter or worker. Conversely, the high attention category thrives on long-form documentaries and educational tutorials. Millions of working professionals and students actively utilize these extended formats as a virtual academy for deliberate self-improvement. The structural differences between these formats dictate how the brain processes and retains information. To evaluate the effectiveness of any digital medium, we have to look at modality task fit. This concept states that instructional efficacy relies strictly on aligning the structural properties of the medium with the specific cognitive objective of the task. This matrix provides the framework for that evaluation. We map media type against cognitive outcome. First, short-form video correlates directly with immediate psychological gratification. Second, long-form video maps to practical skill mimicry. Finally, text-based media maps strictly to analytical rigor. Evaluating educational mediums accurately requires entirely separating the cognitive demands of practical physical execution from those of abstract analytical development. The primary pedagogical utility of video media lies in mastering practical hands-on mechanical tasks. This operates through a mechanism called visual mimicry. Dynamic step-by-step animations allow a learner to observe real-time physical execution and replicate it physically. This flowchart tracks the cognitive processing sequence of mechanical task acquisition, demonstrating why video outperforms text in this specific domain. In the information input phase, video feeds direct spatial and mechanical data to the viewer's visual cortex. During the processing mechanism phase, this visual observation entirely bypasses the heavy cognitive load that would normally be required to decode dense textual manuals. In the learning outcome phase, that direct, frictionless processing translates into immediate, real-time physical replication. We see this applied heavily to everyday domestic proficiency. Diagnosing and repairing a leaking appliance, for example, requires exact spatial orientation that text struggles to convey. The culinary arts rely on this same mechanic. Viewers successfully execute complex pastry recipes or gourmet meals because they contract the exact hand movements of professional chefs on screen. Exact spatial mimicry drastically minimizes the margin for physical error during execution. For tasks demanding mechanical intuition, video acts as a direct spatial blueprint, effectively removing the friction of textual translation. The mechanics of visual learning extend seamlessly into the digital professional sphere, applying to advanced professional and soft skills. Subjects characterized by high interface complexity, like Python coding environments or graphic design software, rely extensively on screen-based spatial orientation. Long-form online bootcamps leverage this by broadcasting expert methodologies directly to the screens of remote learners. This animation illustrates professional modularity. Dense digital workflows are fractured into highly digestible, sequential video steps. This modular approach prevents cognitive overload when a learner is initially configuring complex software environments. Because a video interface allows pausing, rewinding, and rewatching, the user gains absolute control over the pacing of their technical skill acquisition. This dynamic has democratized professional upskilling. Anyone with a connection can acquire specialized data analysis tools directly from their home. Historically, mastering these software interfaces required highly expensive, localized institutional training. Today, video platforms have functionally replaced the introductory technical classroom for adults. Long-form instructional video is a scalable asset for lifelong career advancement, precisely because it modularizes complex interface navigation. Despite its mechanical efficiency, video media has a critical limitation. Its passive, continuous streaming inherently discourages deep, autonomous reflection. Textual media is structurally superior for developing deep analytical thinking and long-term focus. This split screen compares the mechanics of the two formats, highlighting what we call cognitive friction. Reading forces the brain to actively construct images and piece together intricate arguments. Literature forces learners into an autonomous cognitive pace. They can stop, hold a thought, and grapple with complex logic mid-sentence. This active conceptual breakdown stands in direct contrast to the skimming nature of brief animated video summaries, which are forced by their format to gloss over nuance. High-level academic frameworks rely on this density. A subject like applied linguistics requires holding immense amounts of conflicting data simultaneously. In philosophy, abstract reasoning cannot be adequately mapped through spatial or mechanical visual mimicry. Comprehensive textbooks provide the exact architecture necessary to hold these competing academic theories in the mind at the same time. Attempting to master these specific fields via video often leads to a shallow illusion of competence rather than actual intellectual mastery. Books remain an unparalleled pedagogical technology because the precise effort required to decode them is the mechanism that fosters high-level intellectual engagement. This completed matrix reveals how the choice of information medium determines the specific learning outcome. Digital video serves as a highly efficient virtual academy for spatial mimicry, functional tasks, and professional skill modularity. Textual media provides the mandatory cognitive friction required for academic rigor and abstract focus. Severe educational inefficiencies occur when we mismatch the modality, such as using video to study deep philosophy or relying on a dense textbook to perform a basic appliance repair. Contemporary learners must act as pedagogical architects. They have to actively choose their media diet based on the specific type of knowledge they intend to acquire. Mastering both visual execution and textual analysis creates a structurally complete, highly adaptable modern professional. Audit your own digital consumption habits to ensure you are utilizing the correct mediums for your personal learning goals. True educational efficiency relies on mapping the correct medium to the cognitive objective. We want to thank the entity that made this comparative analysis possible. For those aiming to master rigorous English preparation, contact the IELTS FOCUS 0847705973.